All right, tonight I'm going to talk about whip finishing and half hitches, and talk a little bit about the purpose of the half hitches and stuff like that. And of course, the whip finishing is how you finish up your flies. So let me see if I can't slow this down and help you guys understand, how to do it. So here's your whip finish tool, and all you simply have to do is take this and use that front hook and wrap your thread right through it, and then simply just pull your thread vertical. You've got a hinge on it. Just kind of let that hinge go, and all you want to do is cross the hook and start wrapping around it. That's all there is to it. Release it and go. Okay, so again, take the hook on the whip finish tool, put the thread through it, pull vertical, and then just let your whip finish tool fall. Take your thread, put it parallel with your hook, and then just simply start wrapping around it. 4 or 5 times is usually sufficient. And at this point here, you can whip finish as much as you want. Okay, hook, pull up vertical, and just let the hinge do its work and start wrapping around. To get comfortable with this, one of the things that I recommend is just take a simple hook like that and just practice. Hook, pull vertical, release the hinge, and start wrapping. That's it. One more time. Hook, pull vertical, release the hinge, and then just let the spring go. That's all there is to it. As far as the half hitch goes, the purpose of the half hitch is to stop your thread or to save your work is what it's for. And there's a couple different ways that you can do it. Okay, if I'm wrapping my thread here, one way that I can do it is simply take my index finger, go across, then you want to wrap it around your finger and go underneath the hook. From there, hold on to the thread and it's locked in place. Okay, so the purpose of that is if you're working with material here, you're wrapping, okay, you hit this thread, it's not going to start unraveling on you, and your work is saved. Okay, so that's just one way to do it, but that's the purpose of the half hitch, is to save your. It's not going to unravel if you're working on the other side of the hook and trying to tie material on. So it's just a good technique to practice. So again, index finger across, go to the other side of the eye of the hook, and pull through. Okay, if you're working somewhere else, let's say in the middle, somewhere in the middle, you can use a half hitch here as well. Finger, other side of the hook, and you can put your half hitch there if that's where you want to stop your thread. So therefore, anything you're working on, it locks your thread in place. Okay, another way to do it is to take your bodkin, this tool here that you can use to spread glue or pick through your thread or dubbing or undo knots. It's just a valuable tool. The other way to do it is simply same thing. Take it around like you would your finger, put this here, and then just simply slide the thread through, and you can adjust that however you want. So again, right there around your thread, put that on the eye of the hook, and it's locked in place. That way you can work on the other side of the hook. The other way to do it, simple way, is to take your whip finish tool, just like we talked about before, wrap it around once. You can wrap it around twice if you wanted to. And there it is, your thread is locked. Okay, so that's the purpose of the whip fin, or the half hitch there. And it's just a good technique to practice, especially if you're going to be working on the other side of the hook and it requires you to wrap things around. What it does is, if I'm working here, it prevents the unraveling of your thread, anything that you're working on. So again, if I'm working especially closer to the eye of the hook and I'm tying something in, it's going to cause your thread to unravel. So that's the purpose of the half hitch. Is now your thread's not, it's locked in. So that's the purpose of that. So, you know, take a bare hook like this, practice your half hitches, practice your whip finishes until you feel comfortable with your whip finishes and half hitches. And like I said, it takes practice, and in time you'll be able to do it pretty quickly, pretty efficiently. Okay, now here's another little tip. There's going to be times where you go and you kind of mess up on your fly. One of the things that I learned, because using your scissors to cut off all the material and you don't want to waste a hook, or you need to start all over. I saw in one of the videos is this, to simply use a utility knife and just kind of shave away at the material, and it'll save you a lot of time and probably prevent some frustration. But yeah, it's a lot easier than just using scissors or a knife or whatever. And there you go. I got a brand new hook in case you ever have to start over. Alright everyone, thanks for watching. I appreciate that. Hit the like button if you like the video, or subscribe. Leave any comments that you have or anything that you want to see. Hopefully this video helped. Thanks.